Aloha, everybody. Welcome to the Being Wellness Community Call. Our intention for this community is to share information that brings health and wellness into all aspects of our lives, not just physically, but also emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. We will explore what it means to create a healthy and balanced lifestyle through mindfulness and presence. And it is such an honor to have you all here for our first free teleconference. So we are really looking to grow and expand this group. So if you find something of value here today, I hope you can share it with the people around you. My name is Mary of Mary Cecilia Coaching, and with me is my co-host and life partner, Sean of AscensionFire.com. I am a professional wellness coach, a lover of nature, movement, and hot chai tea. I started coaching professionally last year, although I have been assisting others on their health and wellness journey for over 13 years. So now let me introduce you to my husband, Sean.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sean. I am a happiness ambassador and certified Reiki master. I'm very happy to be with you.
So thank you for joining us, and I hope you grab something from this call that will help you see that. It is February, the month where hearts, flowers, chocolate cupids are in abundance and all over. February can also feel like a very emotional month when it comes to relationships, and especially when it comes to intimate relationships. Valentine's Day gives people permission to express their love. And expressing love is often a very courageous action that requires vulnerability, transparency, trust. So Valentine's Day can also be a time for the expression of self-love. Valentine's Day is just a catalyst for this call. And that's why we're doing it in February. But what we are really here for is how we can create healthy, positive, high energy, or high consciousness relationships in our lives. So in virtually every moment of your life, you are in relationship with yourself, with significant others, coworkers, friends, family, and your higher self. And for some of you, that might mean God or a religious master or spiritual masters, depending on your belief. So our lives are a web of connecting relationships. So some relationships are fueling and they're joyful, and some are very painful and draining. But whatever you experience in relation to someone else, they are giving us a mirror to see ourselves. We see in others what we like about ourselves and what we would like to change about ourselves. So others give us clues about who we are and who we are not. So let us first evaluate our key relationships. So I'm posing this question out there to anybody who would like to answer about what is the most challenging for you when it comes to relationships. Would anybody like to share what seems to be the most challenging thing for them? Thank you.
I think that my biggest challenge is, this is Martha, is that I feel like I'm trying harder than the other person. Sometimes I feel that way.
I see. Yeah, that's really common. It can feel like an unequal feeling, like I'm putting more into the relationship than the other person. And so there can be some resentment that comes out of that, and that can be a really natural feeling. Yeah. You know, I know for me sometimes it's a difference of ideas. I know that I often had trouble with coworkers. I would get so angry because I had an idea of what I thought something should be like, or a way we should do something, and they had a different idea, and I hated that they didn't agree with me. So that was often very challenging for me as well when it came to relationships. I've learned to move through that and understand, be more open to other perspectives, but I know that was difficult for me. And how about Sean? Anything that has come up for you that feels difficult at times?
I think everything except my growth.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm practicing listening others without judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And then and something hurt me or made me painful, and I ask myself why it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the situation triggered something, or I triggered something to that person, and then she or he got so angry, and then I receive all that, energy. So then, rather than thinking about that person, everybody has our own issue, our own study. So, okay, now let me focus on my study. I meditate, and then why it happened, so relationship is kind of mirror for me. It really show me what's the problem in me, and or how can I improve.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we can approach relationships in different ways with different types of energy. And what Sean is talking about is a very, what we call, anabolic approach to relationships. So let me share with you a little bit about what is anabolic energy and what is catabolic energy. And this might be new to you, just kind of keep an open mind, and it might seem similar to other philosophies you've heard. But anabolic describes energy that is constructive. It's expanding, it's fueling, it's healing, and it's growth-oriented. So anabolic energy helps you move forward and achieve positive, long-term, successful results. And it is useful in leading others in the same direction. It is an energy that inspires solutions and innovation. So healthy relationships are at an anabolic energy level. They can be nurturing and key to your growth and development. So exactly what Sean was talking about, and bringing the focus inward when it comes to conflict and finding out where is the opportunity for growth here. What did I miss? What do I need to learn from this situation? That's a very anabolic approach to conflict in a relationship. Now we have catabolic energy, on the other hand, which is draining, it's resisting and contracting energy. So while catabolic energy provides you with an energetic boost to combat what you perceive to be a stressful situation, it also is distracting and acts like a blinder through which you only see a limited view of the situation, thus reducing your choices available to you. So when catabolic energy is present long term, it imparts mental, emotional, and physical toils that are potentially destructive to you and to all those around you. So unhealthy relationships can be destructive and limiting, impeding our ability to experience life fully and express our true selves. So when we start to feel that our choices are limited, that we are being taken advantage of, or if we feel like a victim in some way, something that's unfair and uneven, then you start to have more catabolic energy in that relationship. So does anybody have any questions about the difference between anabolic healthy relationships versus catabolic unhealthy relationships? Okay. Well, these two differences might bring up people in your mind, some key people in your life. So if you want, you can close your eyes and just allow yourself to get back to your breathing. And let's have some time to reflect on our current relationship. So think about a key person in your home or work life. And think about how you feel when you're around this person. Do you feel happy, energized, secure? Do you feel loving towards them? Or do you feel belittled or angry or frustrated? Do you feel drained around this person? So just observe what thoughts come up for you, what kind of feeling you have in your body if you think about this person. Now let's say 10 represents a healthy anabolic relationship, and 0 represents an unhealthy catabolic relationship. What number would you give this relationship? Okay. Now we're going to go through ways that you can create a healthier anabolic relationship, and maybe some of the things that create an unhealthy catabolic relationship. Maybe you can think about some strategies along the way that can help increase that number. And if that number is already a 10, then you can think about another key person in your life that maybe needs some improvement, and you can think about strategies for them as well. So before we get started, what do you think creates a healthy anabolic relationship? What do you think contributes to that? And you can press *6 if you have any thoughts about that.
Communication.
Communication.
Yes.
Definitely. In fact, Sean is going to talk more about that and how communication really enhances the anabolic energy of relationship. Yeah, thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Well, allowing each person to be who they are without having to change to make the other person happy. When each person sees their partner as a wonderful opportunity for growth. When each person allows enough space for mutual and individual growth. And allowing for differences in opinions and seeing different perspectives. And also motivating each other towards action and success. And like Martha mentioned, communication and conversation are essential. So Sean is going to talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, I want to share some personal story. The relationship is, the topic itself is very vast. So I want to focus on relationship between couples, the husband and wife. So in Korea, we have expression called in couples. We say 일심동체, which means one heart, one body, or same heart, same body. So that's how we call couple, wife and husband. So the most important thing to keep that status, I believe, communication is very important. And then there are many types of communication, and among them, the most important thing is conversation, talking each other. So since Mary and I, we decided to stay together, and then since then, we always talk, conversation before we make decision. So we share our thoughts, opinion. So moving to Hawaii and also starting our business, everything. So we also decide our wedding date, finally, everything. We talk and then we agree together. And then, so actually, you know what? Personally, when you make an agreement, I feel full support. It's the biggest support, anything else in the universe. So when you make an agreement, I feel like I got the full support from the universe, then I can move on. So through the conversation also we understand much deeper. So even we can, so we understand thought, emotion, or even physical feeling, we can converse. So we spend about several months. So now, just when we talk, we understand right away. So through the conversation, our relationship getting much deeper and deeper. Yeah, I think that's really, really important.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's interesting, even whether it's working relationship, friends, intimate relationships, two brains are usually better than one. So as we talk together, we come up with solutions that the other person, either one of us maybe didn't think of. So we go to a higher level of solution than we can do on our own. We trust each other to support each other in that.
Oh, yeah. So one more thing I forgot to share. So when you make a conversation, we share emotion right away. So, as we start new life, we don't have only happy time. We had a lot of obstacles, challenges. But we share together. So when we have a hard time, Mary starts cry, then I cry together. And also, yeah, and also even pain. Mary feels some physical pain, so we talk and we hold, and I feel her pain together too.
Yeah.
So that really make us, make things easier. So don't worry, we can overcome something like that. Of course, we make a lot of the experience the joyful, happy moment, and we create a plan together, make a vision for this year, make a vision board. So we share the joy together too, but that's all possible through the conversation.
Yeah. Absolutely. So now we'll talk about what contributes to an unhealthy catabolic relationship. So what do you think is one of the biggest contributors for you in creating unhealthy or catabolic relationships?
Assuming that you know what the other person is thinking or their motivation.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what they say about assumptions. It can be something really can affect us very, very deeply when we assume what the other person wants or needs. Definitely, that is a huge one. Attachment and insecurity, questioning the other person with mistrust and accusations, demanding that the other person provide your life with happiness and meaning, insisting that the other person have the same beliefs as you do.
I was just going to say having differences of opinions and being so strongly held to my own opinions, not able to see theirs.
Yep. Excellent example. And like I mentioned before, I too really struggled with that, and to the point where, I'd hurt the relationship just because of holding on so tightly to a certain idea. Now we can talk about what strategies you could put in place to create more anabolic energy in your relationship. So being open to more ideas, being open to different belief systems. Even in this day and age, different political views might be necessary to understand, or spiritual views or religious views. Now, when you're very transparent and open and honest and connected with yourself deeply, then you can be who you are openly to the world, and you'll attract people who are similar to you, or people that enhance you in some way. So the main relationship to develop is actually the one with our own self. Because when we are honest and true and completely transparent and understand ourselves at the deepest level, then we are able to make relationships that are anabolic, that are healthy, that are fueling and growth-oriented. So when we are aligned in relationship with ourselves, we can enjoy and value other relationships for what they truly offer. So instead of coming from a need or a lack, we can realize that our relationships are really gifts and opportunities to grow and relate with others in a very empowering way. So how would you describe your relationship currently with yourself? Do you feel connected with yourself in a way that you feel like you really love who you are and accept who you are and really feel comfortable in your own skin to the point where you feel that you love being with yourself and to the point where it feels like it's enough? So you may want to reflect on that a bit. And, Sean mentioned something in the very beginning of the call, that if he had a problem with somebody else, he looked at himself first. It's that dialogue internally with yourself that usually solves the problem than it is with the other person sometimes. There are some strategies for really increasing this increasing the depth and the strength of this relationship with yourself. Because that's what it all comes down to. Before we can have meaningful, healthy relationships with others, it is essential that you know yourself to the core and really feel comfortable there. And I think the success Sean and I have had as a couple really stems from the years that we've spent just with ourselves, developing ourselves in many different ways and overcoming individual obstacles, internal obstacles, so that we came to a point where we really knew ourselves well, and we decided to merge into this couple. We came with that level of security as individuals so that we could bring that into the relationship. So now we'll share a few things that we do personally to strengthen that relationship we have with ourselves. I'll turn it over to John to share a little bit.
In my case, I meditate. But when we say meditation, it's also very vast topic. So maybe I'm thinking I will write an article about meditation and make an online course soon. And then that's what I'm doing. And then also what touches me most is that the Mary, every night before she sleeps, she writes a gratitude journal. While I'm working on my computer, suddenly she called me, "Love, thank you for something, any small thing, like thank you for staying to the end of the party today, or thank you for washing dishes." So that not only herself and my energy also changed right away, that I also can see how the gratitude journal is changing her life. So I want to listen to the secret of gratitude journal.
It's interesting because my sister actually gave me my gratitude journal 6 years ago. And it was, I'm going on my 7th year doing it, but it was actually in 2010. My sister gave me the gratitude journal. She had heard it on Oprah, and she bought me one. And at first, you can see my entries. At the beginning, I always do really well. I'm very disciplined. But then as time went on, in the next year, there's this kind of here and there. But finally, this past couple of years, I haven't missed hardly a day. And I feel weird if I don't go to bed without writing my 3 things I'm grateful for. And I feel like that practice, because it just takes a few minutes, honestly, helps me to really review my day and find out those key things that happened in that day that really touched my heart. And it can be the smallest of things. And it can even be things that I appreciate about nature. The sunset, or the ability to, we have this stray cat that just makes me smile. Sometimes it's just about the stray cat, but it just helps me, and it forces me to really look about all the wonderful things that are happening every single day, every single moment in my life. And it led me to an even deeper exercise called the mirror exercise. And I believe this was first introduced by Louise Hay, and I've shared this before. But at the end of each day, I spend a few minutes with myself in front of the mirror. So you just look deeply into your eyes, and you say your name, and you greet yourself warmly. Then you begin to appreciate and thank yourself for everything you did that day. It could be things that you did for yourself or things that you did for others, but you just include it all. Then at the end, using your name, you say, I love you, I appreciate you, and anything else you want to tell yourself. And I really use this time to really cheer myself up, especially if it's been a particularly disappointing or tough day, which sometimes happens. I really cheer myself up at that time. And you will come to find that this is the most important time of your day. And the most meaningful relationship you will ever have is with that reflection in that mirror. So you will easily recognize and reduce catabolic relationships and increase relationships that allow for growth and expansion. So these are my secrets. Also, Sean didn't talk in depth about his meditation practice, but whenever there's anything that is going on in his life that he needs to reflect on, he goes there first and then organizes it in his mind, and then we come with that level of reflection individually. We come and have deeper conversations at that point. So, and sometimes we have conversations and then reflect after. But either way, we utilize both of those tools individually and together in order to create that anabolic experience in our relationship. If anybody has anything they'd like to comment or add to that, I would really love to hear from you.
But I would like to say that I read somewhere that a relationship is, it might be like a Chinese saying or something like that, is like a mirror. Mm-hmm. You're a mirror to your husband, or the husband, you're a mirror. The husband is mirrored to yourself. And so that always, I try to remind myself of that when I'm feeling like a victim or feeling bad about something. I realize, and even when you started this conversation, I started thinking, oh, what's wrong with my relationship with my husband? And I started to think, oh, well, he ignores me sometimes. And then I was thinking, but I am ignoring him also. So that made me realize that first I have to give that attention to myself first, and then feel worthy of other people's attention before I can. And so I just feel like that was like a revelation to me right now. Instead of complaining, I seen myself. Hey, that may be because we've been married 44 years that you become complacent, and you need to see those kind of things instead of taking them that way, to see yourself.
Yeah, you said something, Mom, that was really powerful. If you see something in somebody else that you don't like or that you want change, if you mirror that back to yourself and ask yourself, how can I make that change within me, then you get your solution, your answer. And once you start doing that, more than likely you're going to start to see that change with the people around you. And even if you don't, because you've made that change for yourself, you already feel good. You already feel anabolic. And you have that energy, that high consciousness to create even bigger solutions.
Yeah, thank you for sharing the wisdom from your life. That's what we need to learn.
Yes, exactly. Well, we're actually at the end of the discussion and information we wanted to share today about healthy relationships. And our next Being Wellness community call will be on March 8th at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And next month is March, so the topic will be how to create your own luck.
Luck, wow.
Yeah.
Come and enjoy the luck.
Yes, you don't have to go chasing down the rainbow. We'll just hop on the call. And like I mentioned, our intention for this community is to grow and thrive and expand. So if you benefited from this call, please share the love, and we'll see you here next month. Okay, mahalo, everybody.
Mahalo. Have a good night.
Good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you.